You just had certain beliefs that you grew up, that's what you believed in. You don't hunt on Sunday, you don't work on Sunday, you don't do whatever on Sunday. It was almost like, remember those little things growing up where, like my grandmother, when it thunderstorm, you shut every TV off, you go sit down.
You be quiet, you sit down, you cut the TV, the radio, all that out because the Lord is working. Yes, I
And it's kind of the same thing. Those beliefs. You grew up now, thunderstorm here, I have every TV on, every light. That's just some of the things they believe in. And that's where that no Sunday hunting came in as well.
think about the guy that has the 9 to 5, the guy gal that has the 9 to 5. They want to go hunting as a family, or they want to take the kids or whatever. And you got to work. You get off Friday. You can't really do anything Friday. You're living for Saturday, and then Saturday's the only day you got because you can't do it on Sunday. Like now, you at least be able to get like that full weekend. So to me, man, I get again not to keep beat the dead horse. Like I get, people have their religious, values and their religious feelings. But here's the thing, right? If that's important to you, then don't go hunting on Sunday. But don't limit or prohibit somebody else who that might be the only time that they can go from being able to go. All right, what's happening, y'all? Episode 133 of the Bryant Show, back in business, back again. He is Antonio Marsh with the nice bow tie. I am AB3 at Official Bryant Land. Oh, we done bought out the baller blockers. We done bought out the stunner shades. It's the stunner shades, y'all. Boy, you can't tell him now, boy. He cleaning the clothes. What you say, cleaning the Clorox?
That boy cleaning the Clorox. Can't take it nothing.
What's happening with you, Mr. Marsh? It's just me and you this week. We last couple of weeks we was fortunate enough to have some guests. Shout out to Dr. Cahill, young Sydney and her boyfriend Dominique. But this week it's just me and you, bro. The OGs. So
It's me
how's it
and
going?
you.
How's your week been?
I'll tell you, it's hard out here. I had a long day of filming. I'm not sure if checked the news lately or been out on the web or the internet, but I'm kind of a big thing in Colombia right now.
You know what? I saw that. I was scrolling, through Instagram a little bit, and then I see this full-fledged photo shoot here, and I'm gonna make sure I add this so the viewing audience can make sure they see these photos. But boy, that bourbon thing be taking you places, huh?
Trying to take me somewhere. Now where it's taking me, I don't know, but it's like it's taking me there, bringing me right back.
Hey, you the talk of Columbia right now, man. Wait, Columbia. I knew I was gonna mess it up once we started, and
you
we
know,
and we was
Colombia,
sitting
Main
here
Street.
talking about it. Main Street, cola, bourbon, taste of bourbon. They got you out here looking good, looking clean, looking fresh. What you got going on over there, man? You stay with something going on in Columbia.
I don't know. It's okay. 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 So so here's the thing. It wasn't just like bourbon. So what they did, there was something I believe they set up in New York where they kind of did the same thing where they went around and they profiled these different restaurants.
Okay.
So what the Main Street District here wanted to do, they went through all these different restaurants in Columbia and they wanted each restaurant to bring in like one of their, I guess, favorite guests or whatever. And
One of they top guests. You ain't got to be modest. One of they top guests.
but yeah,
Upper
okay, yeah.
echelon.
Yeah, one of the upper level, patrons that you would call it. So of course I frequent Bourbon a lot. So they did Bourbon. Did quite a few restaurants throughout Columbia. So what they told them, they said, "Hey, we're going to come in. We're going to interview, basically your manager and whoever that guest is." So the manager called me out of the blue. It's about a year, about 14 months ago.
Oh
Because I remember
wow.
it's the week of
Okay.
my birthday. Yeah. So when she called me, I had some other stuff going on, and I really didn't have time to do it. But because it was Kat, I was like, I'm not going to tell her no because she's done too much stuff for us.
Okay,
So
right.
so of course, Sydney, what are you wearing?
She want to make sure you was clean. She looking out for
So
you.
so I put a couple of things together, because I knew what the atmosphere was in Bourbon and what we kind of wanted to do. So my thinking was Bourbon, that's gentlemen, Bourbon, cigars. So I put a little something out the closet, nothing too heavy. I ain't want to hurt him too bad.
I mean, if
But
you look at that jacket, nah, I ain't gonna lie, just first glance of that jacket, that looked like a nice little velvet smoking jacket or whatever
oh,
going on with a little wine colored, maybe a little garnet in it.
the jacket was clean, wasn't it? Say the jacket was clean. I tell you, we were walking in. You could tell me nothing. I definitely thought I was walking to a photo shoot. Have a jacket on a little hanger. I had my sisters there with my bag. Who was going in?
Wait,
She,
my assistants.
she had my pouch with my cigars and stuff in there. Man, we went in there. They got me freshened up. They got my jacket. Got my collar. Let me fix my collar. Got my collar right.
Oh
Got me
my
squared
God.
away. My man
That
came in. Look, the photographer knew off the bat. He said, "Oh yeah, this gonna be nice right here." So he was taking the pictures, so I didn't get a chance to see, really any of the pictures in there. But he showed Kimberly and showed Cindy. Kimberly, she looked was like, oh yeah, oh yeah. That look, that's my man look.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
when your lady look at you, your wife or your lady look at you, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he took the pictures, asked a couple of questions, did an interview.
Okay,
Um, the ladies there, they threw some questions out. The photographer, he made some adjustments along the way,
right.
but he said while we were there, he said because of the lighting in here, the colors that you have on, and just the environment we're in,
Hmm.
he's like, this is a home run. He told me straight up. He said, "Oh, this is gonna be a home run."
I mean, these pictures they came out good, man. Like I said, if you watching this on YouTube, you'll see um the picture that Antonio posted, but like they came out really good, man. Like I said, when I first saw it, I was just like, oh, okay, we out here. They shut the bar down or whatever, or y'all
They
did it after hours or whatnot.
No, they closed the whole restaurant. We got there early,
Eh,
um, and it was closed. It was closed a little bit. It was a little bit beyond opening time.
okay,
So, because I think they knew, because this was like a big thing in Colombia that they were doing.
yeah.
So some of the restaurants, when I was telling a couple of guys I know about it, they were like, "Hey, I kind of didn't hear about this." I'm like, "Well, I don't know how you didn't know about it." So even if you go on that website, that second link I sent you, there's a few other people that they interviewed. But as we went through, let me finish up. As we went through that day,
Mm,
he finished up, and I had to sign some paperwork, I think some non-disclosure stuff. I can't remember. And they would say, "Hey, we can't send you the pictures until this thing goes up."
right.
My daughter was like, "Yeah, don't send them because if you do, they're gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
out
they're
there."
gonna be all over everywhere. Yeah,
Oh
that's what they. Yeah, 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 yeah. Cause that's how that's how that go, Don. You know, you get those pictures out, everybody gonna see them. They definitely gonna be leaked for the public. But no, man, that is dope. Like really admire, from the sideline, like, all the stuff that you and Kim have done with the bourbon. Like it is really, it just went from, just enjoying. It seemed like it just went from just enjoying like bourbon, enjoying a glass of bourbon, and then now y'all done knocked out the bourbon trail. You taking photo shoots and whatnot in Colombia, man. That's all right. That's all right. Look out.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you what's interesting. A couple months ago, they had a function downtown, and they
Mm,
invited all the businesses, the restaurants that was involved. The current mayor was there. A lot of the city councilmen, a few of the law firms in Columbia were there. So we went. We walking around. People coming up to us like, "So who y'all with?" I said, "With nobody." handing out business cards, like it's just regular, Antonio and Kimberly, man. What?
Hey, hey, y'all a bourbon power couple in Columbia, man. Don't sell yourself short, man. Y'all, hey, folks need to recognize, man. You bourbon power couple. Hey,
So one guy, he came up and he started talking. He said, he looked at me. He said, "Hey, you, we saw your pictures. You
see,
the character for Bourbon, right?"
see,
I said, "Yeah." They was like, "Man," he said, "the board is like ecstatic about that Bourbon photo shoot." I'm like, "Okay, I'm glad it worked out." So
hey,
she sent me a message this morning, and she told me it was probably going to get released this week. I didn't know it was coming out today.
right.
So when I logged in, I saw the collab, which you got to show me how to do that. That's pretty cool. So she did the collab, and I looked in there, and I said they did not make Bourbon the main picture for this thing they doing. I said, oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Don't, we are famous to probably about between the two of us, between 58 and 100 people. There are between 58 and 100 people out there that if you line them up, we probably could get through an autograph line in probably about 2 to 3 minutes.
Two, three, yeah. See, three and a half.
We are famous, man. We are 50 to 100 people famous, bro. So don't sell yourself short out here.
Yeah, so they're happy. It's doing pretty good so far because she sent me a message. She says, "Hey, your post is killing it right now." I was like, "Okay." I saw like 100 something, but I don't know how many was getting on there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
See, I'm telling you, man. Doing that that was that high double figures, low three figures, boy. That's our range. We killing the game in that now.
but
Oh
yeah,
my God. So it was another thing I wanted to hit you on this evening. I was looking. Big deal up in Pennsylvania. They finally got Sunday hunting. It's funny, last year I was when I was in bear camp up in Maine, a few guys was from Pennsylvania and they was talking about how, like they can't hunt on Sundays and down here in Georgia since I've been hunting, that's never been a thing. I know there was some stuff in South Carolina, I think on public land that had some restrictions or whatever, but that's never really been a thing that you had to worry about. And then just doing a quick, Google look see before we started, there's still two states that ban like that still have like a full ban on Sunday hunting. I think it's like Maine and Delaware, which um explains why we couldn't hunt, on Sundays when I was up in Maine for the bear hunting. But what do you think about the Sunday hunting, man? Folks up in Pennsylvania, big win for them folks.
yeah. So when I saw it, the first thing I thought about, and like we were discussing, it's a religious thing.
Yeah.
So what would you say, the blue laws?
Yeah, the blue laws. So like if anybody ever grew up, that's listening that grew up in South Carolina, like one of the big, blue laws, liquor store closed at 7 o'clock used to give all my northern relatives fits that used to go and walking in the middle of the night to go buy beer and alcohol and stuff. Sunday, you couldn't do anything. I think it was no liquor, and then maybe it was beer like afternoon or something like that. Basically, like when church went out, I think at one point it was no beer, no alcohol, and then eventually it was like beer, and then now I don't even think blue laws exist in South Carolina anymore. But yeah, the blue laws just with the religious base. Taking stuff over, bringing stuff over from the Puritan days, if you will.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't know that when you said northern, because when we moved down here 2006, I was in the food line, and
Mm.
it kind of made me understand why the beer in the wine section was covered But I just reached in there and pulled it out. I didn't know. So I got to the register, and the kid, I'll never forget that kid's face that day. I put that stuff up there. He said, "Sir, what are you doing?"
I was about to say you out here trying to get folks fired because
I
they
said,
can't.
I said, "I'm trying to buy the beer and wine." He said, "So I can't say that to you." I said, "And why not?" He said, "Because it's Sunday." I said,
Right.
"So what does that mean?" He said, "So we can't sell it on Sunday." I was like, "Are you serious?" So I was like, "Okay." So they took it. I couldn't. So I went back with my family. I said, "Hey, you can't buy beer and wine on Sunday." He said, "No, not in South Carolina. Not with the blue laws and stuff still existing." Which, of course, it's gone now. You
Yeah.
can go to any store and buy it. But I'm just like, man, are you kidding me? Are we still talking about this blue law stuff? And I mean, you think this was 2006?
Yeah.
I said, in Virginia, as a matter of fact, Virginia was like that for a while until they did a study and
Hmm.
they found out um, how much money Maryland was making for people going across the
Going across the
bridge.
border. Yeah.
Yeah, to get beer and wine, it was something like 2 point something million a year just on Sundays.
Yeah.
So Virginia passed that law quick, and when they did, I mean, you could tell all the stores, people just in and out, grocery stores, liquor stores, everything.
Yeah, because it and I stand corrected. It's Massachusetts and Maine that have the last two states that have the complete ban on Sunday hunting. So I was one out of two, 50% shot, but I want to make sure I'm completely correct. So it's Massachusetts and Maine that have the complete ban. But far as when it comes, okay, so alcohol, whatever, like, all right, I guess you can make an argument for it if you wanted to, or whatnot. I know in South Carolina, especially during the time when I was growing up, there were bootleggers that made a lot of money. And there were times that I would see them on Saturday nights, trying
Mhm.
to get to the liquor store before it closed so they could set up for Sunday. But when you're talking about hunting, and not being able to hunt on Sunday, and now like in a Pennsylvania where you can, I think that's mostly just from public, outcry. Like we saw it, earlier. Um, I guess what last month now, the way this time has been going, how like hunters when they band together and they use their common voice and stop bickering with each other over dumb shit, like they can actually get stuff done. Like I don't know what would have been the reason to ban hunting on Sundays if it wasn't just like a strictly religious reason. Like there's no this I don't think it's gonna make any money difference. Like you can still, your license is gonna be good unless they find a way that you got to buy a Sunday license now, which
Mhm.
you don't put it past that. But yeah, I just don't know what would have been the point, like you said, outside of the religious reasons of doing it, man. So
Yeah, because you got to remember, a lot of people or states they have very deep religious beliefs.
yeah,
You know, Sunday we rest. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. On the Sabbath,
see,
that's right.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Think about that.
yeah.
So there's no hunting, no working, no nothing. I remember growing up, my grandmother, you went to church, you come home and you sit your butt down. You just had certain beliefs that you grew up, that's what you believed in. You don't hunt on Sunday, you don't work on Sunday, you don't do whatever on Sunday. It was almost like, remember those little things growing up where, like my grandmother, when it thunderstorm, you shut every TV off, you go sit down.
You be quiet, you sit down, you cut the TV, the radio, all that out because the Lord is working. Yes,
And it's kind of the same thing. Those beliefs. You grew up now, thunderstorm here, I have every TV on, every light. That's just some of the things they believe in. And that's where that no Sunday hunting came in as well. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When I started hunting, and you taught me a lot about hunting from different states. So when I started hunting here, I thought all states were like South Carolina. You started bow hunting August, rifle set September or whatever the case may be,
Right.
and go to January 1st. I thought every state was like that. And then I started finding out, well, some states you ain't got 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah, you have set time. In some states you like $1 only. I think like Indiana or somewhere like that. I think it's only $1 only. Like some states, it's like you gotta earn a buck, like you kill a doe and then you get to shoot a buck. Um it was funny, I was listening to something the other day and they were talking about like, it's good to just try to hunt like other states, just not only for the change of scenery, but just to see like, how things are done, how different animals like react, like some tactics that work, like down here, like Georgia, South Carolina, may not work in, like a Midwest state or, like a Iowa or and in Texas is different from like Georgia. Georgia is different from like hunting in New York, like, just stuff like that. So, that's definitely one of the things that I'm hoping to try to do is just like hunt in different states and nothing even outrageous, just like, you know, try to see how things are different from South Carolina to Georgia, or from Georgia to Alabama, like as far, especially when it comes to like to hunting deer.
let me ask you, do you think some of these states discourage people coming from other states based on what they charge you for tags and
Oh yeah,
license?
look at the out of excuse me, like the out of state tags. Like, like there's some states, your residence tag is like $15, and then the out of state tag is like $275 or something, like, you know what I mean? Like they and I get it, you want to protect like your in-state people, like your in-state like taxpayers and stuff. And some states are a little more friendly, like Texas. You can just go and snatch tags over the counter, depending on what it is you hunting, like deer and turkeys and stuff. Hogs is a nuisance species all around the United States. So I don't think there's anywhere that charges you like a tag for hunting hogs. Like I know they don't in Florida. I know they don't in Texas. They don't here. You just have to have your now you Florida, I think you don't have to have like a license. Texas, you got to have, I think you still got to have like an out of state like hunting license, but it ain't that much. You can get it over the counter. But like there's no tags, specifically like for how many hogs you can kill. There's no bag limit or whatever. But yeah, it's just different states. It's so funny because even like when I was in the duck hunting, and would go to like Arkansas and whatnot, they call the out of staters oozers. So, because they just it's almost
That,
like
that's
one of those things like when you see the memes where people be like, we should all move to I'm getting ready to move to Atlanta, and they be like, no, don't come to Atlanta, we full.
this,
That's that's basically how a lot of states they treat out of state hunters, and some guys have had bad experiences. I can say that for the most part, the states that I've hunted outside, like when I was in Wisconsin, Illinois, Arkansas, goose hunting in Iowa, even going up to Maine for the bear hunting stuff, down in Florida, for the most part, I've had pretty good experiences. So. But yeah, that's definitely where that comes from. That's they jack up the price to protect their in-state hunters.
yes, like we said in that first or second episode, it's about trying to make some money.
Yeah, yeah. That's basically what it comes down to. They, making the money, and then it's just like, how is it being reinvested back into the resource? You know what I'm saying? Being reinvested back into nature. That's the thing that gets everybody, all up in arms and stuff. It's like, where is this money going, and is it going to help, these habitats and stuff?
Yeah, it makes you wonder because I look at the way our systems are set up. You start talking about, well, I'm not gonna lie. Let me take that back because I know here in Richland County, when you get a tax bill, it tells you where every dollar is supposedly going.
Right.
Is that
Keyword, supposedly.
supposedly? Now look at that one for the roads. I'm like, I don't know where y'all get this fictional
Nah.
number from.
They've been arguing about fixing roads. Excuse me. They've been arguing about fixing roads for probably since the beginning of time. So that ain't that ain't nothing new. But yeah, being able to hunt out of state, being able to hunt on Sundays again, like even with the Sunday thing, just going back to that, like, think about the guy that has the 9 to 5, the guy gal that has the 9 to 5. They want to go hunting as a family, or they want to take the kids or whatever. And you got to work. You get off Friday. You can't really do anything Friday. You're living for Saturday. And then Saturday's the only day you got because you can't do it on Sunday. Like now you at least be able to get like that full weekend. So to me, man, I get again not to keep beat the dead horse. Like I get, people have their religious, values and their religious feelings. But here's the thing, right? If that's important to you, then don't go hunting on Sunday. But don't limit or prohibit somebody else who that might be the only time that they can go from being able to go.
I agree with that. And I think, well, not think, we had a conversation one time about I have, I can say I've been successful when I've had 2 consecutive days to hunt.
Yes.
If I hunt on a Saturday, no action. Sunday usually goes down. My
Yeah.
wife, for example, Sunday's going down. If I get off on a Friday, nothing. Hunt Saturday it goes down.
Yep.
And that's a killer when you start talking about you limit somebody to 1 day a week because we all got families, we got working jobs. You work Monday to Friday unless you try to get off, work and go Friday, even
Right.
that's hard. When I've tried to do it. Friday it's like, okay, well, I need to be out of work by 2 o'clock. Get
Right.
my stuff together because I'm a firm believer a certain time of the year, I need to be in that stand by 3, or I need to be in that stand by 4. Trying to make sure I'm in there before the movement and stuff starts. That's
Exactly.
hard to do that.
Exactly.
And somebody you rushing home, get your stuff ready unless you already got it on your truck. But if you're like me, trying to make sure, I'm, minimizing, stuff scent, touching my clothes, and all that other crap.
Yep.
So Saturdays really for most hunters is the only true day you get to hunt.
Yep.
I, I don't know all the way around it. I mean,
Unless you start, like some people they take what they call the rutcations, like in November and stuff. You save up your time and you can do that. But yeah, man, like just your average daily working class, you know, man or woman that want to hunt, like they need that 3 days weekend, that Friday, Saturday, and that Sunday. But so the last thing, just to get you out of here, like when we were talking about hunting out of state and stuff, I think last week we talked about being able you got probably some opportunity to go down in Florence and do some hunting and stuff, man. When you gonna get out of state? When you gonna test the waters and get out of state?
well, I just see how this Florence thing gonna go first.
Well, that's still in state though. I mean,
Yes,
I granted it's a little bit down the ways from the house, but I'm talking about crossing the border.
I don't know if I do a out of state hunt, I want to do an elk hunt.
Oh, okay. Big time. Okay. Okay.
And I know the tag that come with that elk hunt.
Yeah, that elk tag, yeah, it's a pretty penny though, but I mean, it, if you look at you look at the scenery behind you, I think you could probably rub a couple of pennies together. I ain't trying to count nobody's pockets. That ain't the game that I'm in. But you got a 12,000 square foot mansion and a movie room. I think you could probably give up one bottle of bourbon and be able to rub a couple of nickels together and be able to get out to Colorado or New Mexico or somewhere.
Tony, you hear this guy? You hear
Yeah.
this guy, Tony, trying to
See?
tell me go down to Cuba, Johnson.
Exactly. See? Nah, that is nah, that's a good one though. I think my biggest one, like I guess if you're talking like bucket list or like leaving, um I think Kansas as far as whitetails, like just leaving the state. But like Africa, Like I really at first I was just like, I don't know if I would ever want to do that, like be gone that long and leave the country and all that other stuff. But I seen some of them safaris. I think I can do that, man. You just chilling, like good food, you in good, accommodations, and then just such a target-rich environment, depending on what you're going over there for. Like, I don't know, man. Africa might that's tugging at my heartstrings a little bit.
I, I, I don't know. See, Africa. When I think Africa, they have animals that hunt for a living. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it ain't no different than, I mean, like I ain't trying to go kill leopards or nothing like that. Like I seen somebody they
Hunt.
went on like a leopard hunt, and I still need to watch that dude video. But no, like wildebeest, zebra, warthogs, antelope, like stuff like that, man. I ain't Nah, man, I ain't go over there fooling with nothing that been trained to kill for 5,000 years. I'm talking
Right.
about prey animals.
I'm with you. But Adam, you gotta think about this. You out there trying to get the wildebeest or the antelope, you stalking it, and the damn, excuse me, the lion over like, hey, bro, you gonna get him or I'm gonna get him. Y'all stalking the same prey. This is what I'm saying. you know, it's like,
No,
what you gonna like, homie? What you gonna do? You gonna get him or am I gonna get him?
yeah. Hey, that might be one of them things where you just kind of try to, be like, all right, bro, you got it.
Now,
What Cliff told Elvin?
hey, cause I know you've seen them videos where the people out there on the safari and the leopards just jump up on the truck while
Oh
they
yeah, when
sitting
they be doing, yeah, they just be out there just riding on the safaris and the lion come up or the leopard, like you said, they come up and them folks, they be out there. Oh, look at it, it's so cute. The next thing you know, they standing on top of it and looking and encasing, trying to figure out how to get in that thing and snatch your behind up. You talking about, oh, look at it, it's so wow, look at the teeth. And yeah, no, I ain't trying to be part of none of that. Like I just want to
there.
go and test a few broadheads, some arrows and stuff. Try to eat some antelope. They say that antelope supposed to be good. They say that wildebeest supposed to be good. I assume warthog is just like eating pigs over here. So that I mean, it is what it is. But the warthog tusks, them things is kind of tight. Nah, that I will say. But I'm trying to get down on some antelope and some wildebeest and get me some grilled zebra. So.
Let
I
me
don't
tell
know.
you,
We'll see.
antelope stew meat.
I'm saying jamming on the one without the baby. I'm just saying. Hey. I'm
Because
just saying.
if you get an antelope and you don't get that stew meat, I'm gonna be highly
Well,
perturbed.
so here's the thing, right? Like I was looking into a couple of them. I don't think it ain't like you can bring the meat back. So you basically gotta. They have the chef or whatever over there. They get you right, like while you over there. So I don't know. I don't know if you can just request like, hey, let me get some steaks. Let me get some stew meat. I don't know if they have like antelope burgers. Some wildebeest tacos or something like that. Like I don't know I don't know what it would be like, but like I said, the more I talk about it, the more I kind of get excited about it. Then I see like the videos and stuff how they be taking them animals out. Yeah, I might mess with Africa a little bit. Probably
Yeah.
before I try to go do elk or anything like that. Like I said, Kansas for whitetail, because everybody go to Iowa. Like they run Iowa to death. It's almost like you gotta wait 5 years before you get your points, and then you like once you go, it's kind of like a once in a lifetime or once every 10 years or whatever it is. Like that's why I like like a Texas, like somewhere where you can just go and get it over the counter or something like that. So if I had to save up and build up to take a trip, it would be Africa.
Okay. What we talking about? 10 G's?
No, well the the flight is to me the flight is where it gets you at. Like the safari itself, I think like all inclusive and everything is like 5. But
Damn.
the damn flight, especially if you try to fly like how you want to fly, like Delta One and all like that, direct from Atlanta to Johannesburg was like 8 grand. We are not doing that.
Listen,
The coach flight, look, the coach flight was freaking 2.
listen. If it's the guys, I can fly main cabin.
You say what?
If it's the guys, I will fly main cabin.
I believe
I
that when
didn't
I
want to
see
say
it.
it too loud because
I
I can't
believe
believe
that
I
when
was
I
saying
see
it.
it. Not not the not the Antonio I know flying the main cabin. What where Richard Pryor told Eddie Murphy in Harlem Nights? No, what was that scene? He was like, "Hey, Sugar, quick, just pull up in a cab. In a cab? What is he doing in a cab? Quick, what you doing in a cab? You know that ain't your style."
Listen, let me tell you. So
Yeah, so I don't see that happening.
I'm gonna tell you. So there's a story behind why we started flying first class.
Oh,
So
this ought to be good.
we went to Vegas 1 year,
Hmm.
and we were coming back, and we was I think it was like in Delta Comfort or something. So I'm sitting there, I'm in the window, Kimberly's in the uh, middle seat, this
Hmm.
guy on the end.
Okay.
But the guy was like just showing you know what the whole time. I mean, like pouting like a kid, just stomping his feet. And I'm already tired. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. I ain't given 2 hours of sleep. Now you want to sit over here and cut a fool. So I told her, I said, look, switch seats with me. She said, no, we're not doing that because I
Yeah.
don't need you on the no fly list. Because what you not gonna do is sit here next to my wife, all this moving around and this huffing and puffing and all this other BS. I ain't got time for that, man. We all going the same place. You
On the,
didn't get your first class upgrade. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but settle down.
and y'all in the
So,
three-way and Kim in the middle.
yeah, he always just.
Wow.
I was like, you know what? I'll take that sweater and wrap it around your damn neck and choke you. We're not doing this today. So after that, I told her, I said, never again. Never
Yeah.
again. I said, we fly, it'll be me and you. We got an issue, it's gonna be me and you have an issue with each other,
Right.
not somebody else acting a fool.
Food. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah.
And plus, I work damn hard.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you can't. Hey, you can't argue with that. Once you reach a certain age, man, comfort. You will shell out a little extra for some comfort. Hey, so I feel you.
You know last time I flew main cabin?
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
So 2 years ago, we was leaving Columbia, and I was already annoyed because I got up that morning and I saw that alert from Delta on my phone. I said, "Here we go. We starting this foolery already 3 o'clock in the morning. What's going on?"
Well,
So our
you-
flight got delayed.
yeah, well, you started the foolery because you flying out of Columbia. I don't think I've
No,
ever had an on-time flight leaving
normally,
Columbia.
normally we don't have issues out of Columbia. What I think, no, it wasn't. The flight got canceled. What I think happened, the flight the night before got delayed, and the
It did.
crew got in late. And
Yeah.
I don't think they were allowed to leave that morning. So we
Right.
got pushed to the next flight.
Yeah.
So getting pushed to the next flight, you had to get the seats ahead.
Right.
So of course we get there. She says, "Sir, listen, we really don't have anything for you unless you want to go back to 33 A and B."
My man
So
on the wing.
I said 33 A and B. So I'm like, now that day, I ain't gonna lie, the bougie came out of me. So we got
That
to the back.
day.
So let me tell you. So me, I'm already annoyed. So I said, you know what to do? I'm about to pull out this ID card because you know they let military,
Yeah.
veterans
Yep.
board first. I
Yep.
mean, we get on this plane. Come on. So this she was like trying to make it better. Well, when on your flight from Atlanta to, I think, Punta Cana, you'll still be in first class. I'm like, I don't care. So we get on there, we get to the back of the plane, right? So this lady sitting in the aisle, and she was kind of like fidgety, and Kim was like, "Look at said, you okay? Everything's good." And the lady was trying to take her medicine, so she said, "Well, go ahead, take your meds." She got herself together.
Right.
So the lady took her medicine. Then I think she dropped the pill on the seat or something. I don't know. So we sitting there. I was like, "Just make it to Atlanta. That's all we got to do.
I was about to say it's a 15, like at the most, it's
57
like a
minutes."
15, 20 minute flight.
So I'm good. I'm like, "Let's get to Atlanta." Before we even leave Columbia, the flight attendants come down, and she's like, we see him talking to this guy, and he's like, "You okay?" Kind of find out this dude hadn't taken his blood pressure medication. So he was sweating, like he's going to have a panic attack. I said, "You know what? Here we go. We're not going to make it a Punta Cana
Like
day."
I said, because you flying out of Columbia, you just could have went ahead and drove and got to Atlanta and cut out the middleman. But
I,
you
that got
flying, like I said, 15 minutes, 15, 20 minute flight, whatever it is, from Columbia to Atlanta, and you fussing about being on the wing for 15, 20 minutes.
it's 57 minutes. Get it right. So,
That still ain't nothing. You can blink
so
and miss that.
okay. So we're gonna come back to that. So we finally get this dude. So they going back and forth, right? They got him. Okay, you took your medicine. You good to go? Can we the pilot leave? Okay, well, cool. I'll say, well, cool. We on the way. We gonna make it in time. Plane gets out there. He goes and make his turn. We hear somebody up front. He just had a seizure.
That's not funny. It's not funny.
So we sitting there. We said, this dude really had a seizure. So now they're trying to figure out what's going on with this guy. So now they're radioing back and forth with Delta in Atlanta because finally the guy said, "No, I'm okay, I'm good." So I guess Delta was like, "No, you need to give us verbal confirmation that you're okay. If we take off, are you gonna hold us liable? Are you okay? You good to
Oh, wait a
go?" Because
minute. They turn back around and y'all land. Y'all turn right around and
no,
went.
no, we were still on. We were just made the turn to get ready to take
Oh, to
off.
go on the runway. I got you.
Yeah,
To
I
take
mean
off.
he was getting ready to power the engines up and everything.
Yeah, to
So
take off. Okay.
they stopped, so they had to get the clearance.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That is the quickest flight I ever had in my entire life. When I tell you that pilot got that airplane in the air and wanted to get it down as quick as possible, he wasn't playing no games.
That's what I'm saying. So back to your original point, you know, 40 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever on the wing. That wasn't gonna kill you. Then you got the Punta Cana and you got your shrimp scampi and all that other stuff. So it all worked out, man. Everything work out. What they say, what the old saints say, everything work out for the good of those that love the Lord. It worked
And
out.
I'm gonna keep on going out of Columbia because you know what I'm not gonna do? Come back to Atlanta and I got to drive 3.5 hours to get back home.
Hey man, sacrifice.
Unless unless you're gonna let us stay at the ranch
I
halfway through.
mean, it's on the way. It's a quick little pit stop. It's on the way, but I figure somebody like you would have a black car anyway. It ain't like you driving. Anyway, on that
So
note, let's get out of here. We will be back next week, Lord willing. Maybe we will have a guest. Maybe we will not. We will see. Either way, we will have something entertaining to talk about. He is Antonio Marsh with his Thunder Shades on at Hunting with the Marshes on Instagram. I am AB3 at Official Bryant Land on all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Official Bryant Land 365 on YouTube is where you can watch this podcast, and you can also listen to it Apple, Spotify, Google Play, all those good places where you listen to podcasts. Thank you again. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, hit that share button, that notification bell. Leave some comments, man. Like, I love to hear from y'all. We love to hear what y'all think, whether it's on Apple, whether it's on YouTube. Hit us up in the comments, questions, whatever. Love to engage with y'all. But other than that, man, y'all have a good weekend. We will see y'all on the next one.